Making this video made me sad. A viewer of that video, iRacing doesn't care about records, wrote this. I'm done. I've been sim racing for many years. My last online race, I was running 5th, 7th, 5th, accumulating 17x, and I was told I needed to do a drive-through. I had 2, maybe 3 off tracks due to my own driving, and with the rest of my X's due to avoiding crashes or contact with another driver that I could not avoid. I rage quit sim racing right then. I'm not even motivated by real racing anymore because no one knows how to cover it. I don't want to look at rear-facing cameras when someone is making a crucial pass, or at the crew of the winning driver as a great battle for second is 3 turns from the checker. I just don't care about racing anymore. I removed my racing gear from the rig and I'm beginning a journey into flight simulation. Sorry for the rant, you do great videos. First of all, thank you for that last words. Thanks, it's very good to hear that. If you enjoy these types of videos, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and a big thank you to all the viewers. I'm trying to get 100,000 subs this year. Hopefully it's this time. So anyways, thank you. Today's video is going to be in this viewer's honor. I think it's an important one because it resonates with me and some of you as well. It resonates with me in more than one way. For this video, we're going to take a step back first. Sim racing is often talked about like it's one thing. You see this a lot in Instagram, you see this a lot on YouTube. It's about competition, races, rankings, results, wins and losses. But in my opinion, and this is purely my opinion, I don't think sim racing is defined by just competition. I think it's defined by simulation, of course, but also about exploration and personal engagement with cars and driving. When we reduce it to racing alone, we strip away much of what makes this hobby meaningful and sustainable and fun, actually. The longer you spend in this space, the more you start to realize that racing is only one part of what sim racing actually is. This video isn't really about other drivers, rankings, or even competition itself. It's really about perspective, my own perspective about remembering what sim racing can be when you stop defining it by one narrow slice of the experience, or about your iRating, or about just that one race. Because sim racing, at its best, it is a broad, flexible hobby, and the moment we forget that, burnout becomes almost inevitable. The viewer's comment resonates with me because I've been there just a few months ago. I had a really bad streak in iRacing, lots and lots of crashes, couldn't avoid any of those, and I decided to rage quit. But instead of decided to rage quit the hobby, I decided to rage quit iRacing, and that was really for the better. Because of this, sim racing is personal. And from this, I need to ask you, what brings you to the hobby? Is it the hardware, or is it the races, or something else? Because for me, it's the love of the cars. It's something that I've mentioned in another video. And because of it, racing becomes either secondary or something in parallel. I feel really happy driving shit boxes that I will never own in Japanese roads that I will never be in, or driving my childhood car heroes in whatever sin, no matter if it's PC or console. And I do this more than I love racing. I love racing as well, don't get me wrong, but my perspective is a little bit different, and that means even with the added burden and churn of content creation, and believe me, there's a lot on that, I always can take a step back and drive the 86 my beloved, or do other things. In my opinion alone, and you're welcome to disagree in the comments, do that, the most important word in sim racing isn't really racing, it's actually simulation. But simulation in a different way. It's more about learning the driving and dynamic aspects of our lovely machines. You know, learning the dynamics, how to drift a car, or why the hell you spin the F40 when the boost comes in. Racing is an expression of the art, but not the only expression. But alas, this video isn't really about mental masturbation. Yes, and this expression exists. It's not about human sexuality, well, unless you are really into that stuff. But it's relevant points. Anyways, if you look at the real world car culture, racing is also only one branch of the tree. Some people track cars, some people race the cars, of course, some restore them, some tune them, some, just like myself, just drive. Sim racing mirrors that. You can hot lap like a time attack driver, or you can cruise like a weekend enthusiast. There are so many mods in Assetto Corsa for that, and hopefully in Assetto Corsa Evo, Nordschleife Eiffel actually comes in. You can recreate historical series or obscure cars like GP Labs does, or like Matt or Empty Box does as well. You can chase that wholesome feeling instead of results, and oftentimes that's what I do, and oftentimes the results try to take over. When sim racing becomes framed purely as a sport, where the only thing that really matters is performance, it loses, in my opinion, a lot of what makes it sustainable. Because car culture survives because it allows people to engage in different ways at different times of their lives. And sim racing, in my opinion, should be no different. Heck, and I've even started martial arts in my late 30s, and I see that in martial arts as well. Younger people do it for competition or to get strong. As you get older and your body becomes slower, you start using the martial arts as a way to maintain your sanity, as a way to maintain your body. So why not sim racing as well? Therefore, I think that variety plays a crucial role in maintaining longevity in our expensive hobby. One of sim racing's greatest strengths is the sheer range of experiences it offers, yet many drivers unintentionally narrow their engagement. I'm not saying that is wrong, that if you want to go intentionally on that specific thing, but I'm just saying, there's a whole world outside of this. If you're starting to feel burnout, think about this. Experimentation breaks the cycle of burnout, in my opinion, because, here's a few examples. Driving slower cars can shift your focus of, you have to drive it in this specific way for this specific car, and you turn into another type of driving, in this case toward momentum and precision. Trying also unfamiliar disciplines like drift encourages learning without expectation, or running AI races or solo sessions to remove that external pressure of that 5K tree namer to crash into you. In these moments, the goal changes from proving competence to rediscover your own curiosity. The sense of play is essential to long-term enjoyment. We teach this to kids. Nonetheless, equally as important is the acceptance that stepping away is not a failure. Taking breaks from sim racing, either that be short breaks, long breaks, or even a permanent break, should be understood as part of a healthy relationship with the hobby. Your interests are not static. What you like today may not be the same thing that you like tomorrow, and forcing engagement often leads to resentment rather than fulfillment. Stepping away also allows your perspective to reset. Playing entirely different kinds of games such as Battlefield 6 or Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate 3, it engages different mental and emotional muscles. These experiences provide contrast rather than competition. It allows you to step away from that competition-based stuff into games or ideas that are mostly about narrative or discovery, or even just for the pure chaos like Battlefield 6 is with me when I do it with my friends. And here's another example with Cyberpunk 2077. Every time I play it, it really wants me to write essays about how close that game is to our own reality. Anyways, this viewer's pivot to flight sims is actually a really healthy one, all things considered. It really removes the competition aspect and the pressure of, going into a race and you have a lot of people trying to crash into you. It's good to get rid of that stuff, and this adds actually a huge sense of freedom because, flying sims are actually brings you a lot of freedom. They're fun. And these breaks also remove this sense of urgency because sim racing is always available. It can start to feel like something that you should be doing than something that you actually want to do. When you do your time away from sim racing or hobbies, when you return, the motivation is actually, oh, I feel motivated about this, instead of just, oh, I have to do this again. And curiosity replaces expectation. So what I'm saying about all of this is that stepping outside is really a form of maintenance to your head. It protects your enthusiasm or your curiosity instead of just churning like a stone in your head. And one way that I'm trying to do it in this video, try to explain it to you, is that experimentation within sim racing paired with intentional breaks outside of it, or besides it, if you're going towards other games, makes your enjoyment of the hobby more sustainable. You have a better relationship with the hobby, and one that actually evolves alongside your changing interests, because your interests will change, and also your energy levels and your priorities with life. Ultimately, sim racing is bigger than just racing. It's not a ladder to climb or a scoreboard to chase, but a toolbox, or a set of stuff to do that can be approached in countless ways. Remember, it's your own damn life. Do whatever you want with it. Take breaks, play other games, and return if it feels right, when it feels right. Nobody here is really pressuring you, and doing it for the sake of just racing alone, it's going to grind you down to a pulp. Have fun in the hobby or outside of the hobby. Take breaks.